Why Sofyan Amrabat is perfect for Manchester United? Transfer windows in football are always filled with many intrigues, rumours, different speculations, and on rare occasions deadline day drama. This is because nothing is ever set in stone. There are always different boxes to tick before a player can finally be unveiled for a new club. The new season has started. If you're a fan of Manchester United, you can already see the void that is beginning to be filled by Sofyan Amrabat. This video tells you all you need to know about why this signing is important for Manchester United. It is not unusual that Manchester United have their eyes on Sofyan Amrabat. The departure of Fred from the team and the inability of Eriksen and Donny van der Beek to slot it into that midfield pairing with Casemiro is a big worry. Technically, Manchester United has its midfield pairing sorted out, with Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes and Mason Mount all set to take their places as part of their midfield trio. Their performances could have been more convincing after game week 2. Amrabat, the 27-year-old Moroccan international, will fit right into the team. His performances at the just-concluded World Cup in Qatar, where he effortlessly showcased his defensive abilities from the midfield, got him on the radar of many top clubs in Europe. Barcelona was earlier in the race to sign him, but the financial situation of that club seems to be a major cog in the wheel. This, of course, clears it up for Manchester United, as they remain the only top club in contention for the ace midfielder's signature. They need to make their intentions known. It is a done deal. However, some qualities will make Amrabat the new fan favorite at Old Trafford. But before we get on to that, do subscribe to this channel so you do not miss any of the upcoming videos. And remember to click on the notification bell icon at the top right hand corner of your screen so you can stay updated whenever we post new content. Let's dive right into it. Manchester United's need for another defensive midfielder. We will be as blunt as possible. Amrabat may have initially been considered a backup signing, but with the current state of Manchester United midfield and Ten Hag still trying to sort out the club's basic formation, the physicality he would demand of his players going into the new season, nothing is assured yet. Sofyan Amrabat plays for Fiorentina in the Italian Serie A, where he has been dazzling and performing his duties as a pro player should do. However, with Manchester United and Fred's departure, the only assured defensive midfielder worth remaining at the club is the Brazilian Casemiro. There is also McTominay, but he still cannot get a starting shirt yet. Kobbie Mainoo, another midfield hopeful, was injured in one of the preseason games, so that position to pair with Casemiro at the heart of the midfield is open. Amrabat would not be needed exactly for his creativity, as Manchester United has Bruno Fernandes, Eriksen and Van der Beek to do that for them. Still, the physicality of Sofyan Amrabat is urgently needed in the team if Manchester United is going to be a serious title contender for this season. Amrabat's long pass success rate. Now remember, we just mentioned Amrabat's creativity. Well, this is not to say that the player is not creative at all, because he was a solid member of the Moroccan team that got to the semi-final of the World Cup in Qatar. Nah, he is as attack-minded as they come, but he would be well-suited for improving the team's defensive capabilities. In Fiorentina last season, Amrabat was second in the list of players in the entire list with a long pass or long ball success rate. He is as much as a builder as well as a destroyer on the ball, helping to link up with the rest of the team in transition and releasing the fast attackers Manchester United has when they look to hit teams on the counter. You are forgiven if you have not seen much of him in the Serie A, but you certainly watched him at the World Cup, and now you can see how much of a smooth and silky player he is. Sofyan Amrabat, like Casemiro, is a perfect combination of a ball carrier, a creative midfielder, and a destroyer to stop teams on the attack. Amrabat smart and efficient tackles. Casemiro, all kudos to him for all he has achieved in his career, winning multiple trophies with Real Madrid and the Copa America with his native Brazil. He's a fantastic player. Coupled with how he has been able to slot in perfectly in Manchester United, making himself a solid team member. But when it comes to the discipline of the game, my man has not been up there on the list of the most careful players the game has ever seen. On a few occasions he was sent off playing for Manchester United, albeit unfairly, if we may add. The team has sorely missed his presence. However, this is in direct opposition to Sofyan Amrabat. He's never shy of getting into tackles and even making those hard tackles to ensure he takes the ball of an opposition player. Still, he's one of the best players in the world to smartly take the ball off you without getting into the referee's booking. If this is not true, you can ask Kylian Mbappe whether Amrabat could stifle many of his runs when they met at the semi-final of the Qatar World Cup. Amrabat is skilled in making timely tackles and recovering on time to start a new attack for his team. He is that good. Sofyan Amrabat is super fast. Last season, when Manchester United were battered in their first two matches, one thing that stood out was how slow their players were. The opponents in the first two games ran more, made more tackles, and were faster than them in every area of the match. This will be a thing of the past, with Amrabat being super fast as a midfielder and able to run with fast attackers and effortlessly stifle the threat on goal. The Premier League always starts slow, but with the draws in Europe about to take place, the games will start coming in as fast as possible. Crucial games against tough opponents. When it gets to this stage, a club needs as much depth as it needs to succeed. Last season, the end game was to land as much silverware as possible and make the spots for the Champions League. Many of those aims have been achieved now, and bigger prizes are now to play for. Last year, the team competed in the Europa League. Now it will be competing in the Champions League with its more quality technical and quality teams and faster attackers. There are many things to play for, and Manchester United must be more prepared. Amrabat offers the club a better opportunity to do that. Amrabat's versatility. In football, there are players popularly called utility players. They can easily fit in many positions to help a team during an injury crisis or a drastic drop in form. We have seen examples of this in many teams. Eduardo Camavinga's ease of filling the left-wing back position and defensive midfield for Real Madrid, and Federico Valverde's ability to put in a solid shift alongside veterans like Modric and Toni Kroos in Madrid midfield are quality examples. Amrabat coming to Manchester United will be the closest to that. He allows the coach to try different formations to see which would work best against opponents. He could pair with Casemiro at the base of the midfield. He could fit with Rafael Varane and Lisandro Martinez in a three-man defense. And he could even form part of a box midfield to protect the defense with Bruno Fernandes, Mason Mount and Marcus Rashford. A perfect replacement for Casemiro. Sofyan Amrabat is the perfect replacement for the ace Brazilian midfielder. But do not get us wrong. We certainly do not want him to stop playing now. But at over 30 years age, even though he is still as tough as ever and readily puts in the shift when called upon, we just cannot expect too many seasons out of him. Then, Manchester United has not been big on replacing quality players after Alex Ferguson left the club. That was the biggest undoing of his chosen successor, David Moyes. The man had to battle aging players while seeking to fill the giant boots left by his predecessor. Again, successive coaches need to reinforce the team properly. A lot has been focused on buying centre-backs and attackers while leaving the midfield with tired legs. A new era can begin with Amrabat if Manchester United is serious about preparing for life after Casemiro. A 27-year-old World Cup semi-finalist with his physicality and style of play who can also effortlessly play till he is 35 is a good way to start. That is, at least 7 seasons of good football. Fantastic investment if you ask us. Finally, Amrabat is a leader. Coupled with Amrabat's versatility, his fitness levels, and his pace as primarily a defensive midfielder, Amrabat is a born leader. The Manchester United team needs more influential voices in the dressing room. This is especially after Harry Maguire has been relieved of his captaincy and Bruno Fernandes announced as the new captain. There is a need for more voices of positive change. Amrabat, with his style of play, is calm yet very strong. He appears subtle but very composed. He is as good as they come, and Manchester United will surely benefit from his leadership qualities. That will be all for this video, and every Manchester United should be convinced about the extent they need Sofyan Amrabat. We have more for you on Free Kick Football, all the training lists, transfer rumors, match analysis, football skills, and everything you need to know about the round leather game this season. Subscribe and toggle on your notifications. It will be worth it. Till we come again, stay happy.